Well, Man City 4, Tottenham Hotspur 2, a game that really was so much enjoying. I enjoyed the game of football. Let me hope you enjoyed it too, because in the 44th minute, towards the end of the first half, Kulusevski put Spurs ahead, and then 3 minutes later, Emerson Royal doubled the lead towards the end of half time. Then after the second half started 6 minutes into the first half, in the second half, Julian Alves scores in the 51st minute. Haaland levels the game in the 52nd minute. Riyad Mahrez capitalizes on the mistake made by Pulisic and scores in the 63rd minute. And the 90th minute, he capitalizes again on the Lenglet mistake to give a team known as Man City a lead of how many goals? Of 2 goals ahead of a team known as Tottenham Hotspur. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. Spurs have been beaten totally. They've been destroyed by Mahrez. Mahrez almost involved in all the goals that today Man City has gone ahead to score. They've closed down the gap. 8 points to now 5. Remember, Arsenal was leading Man City by 8 points after beating Spurs by 2-0. Remember, Man City had been beaten by United over the weekend by 2-1, and obviously they've now gone ahead to close in at Arsenal, and now they're having 42 points. Arsenal is at 47. Those Spurs has gone ahead to play one more game ahead of Arsenal. So as things stand, Spurs are really looking ugly. 20 games played, 33 points, meaning that they have played one more game than Newcastle and Manchester United plus Man City. So it shows you that things are really getting ugly for Antonio Conte. And you ask yourself, what is Antonio Conte doing at this team? This team can't defend. You see, however much you go out and really score goals and you can't defend, then you can't really win this game of football. 2 goals ahead of City at Etihad, you need to improvise on how to come up with a system that is going to go ahead and really combat and stop Man City from really scoring you goals. What do? If you've kept a clean sheet at first half and you've known that the problem was not that you are defending very well, it was because City were not clinic, especially Haaland missing out on a sitter. Was it? Who else missed it out? I think it was Jack Grealish. What do if God gifts you a chance to be 2 goals ahead of Tottenham, ahead of Spurs by half time? Try to park the bus. Play a low block, and when you play a low block, you are going to make it hard for this team to come in through and really make anything necessary to go ahead and really stop you from doing your win over them. And this was really something crucial for Conte. I don't know what he told these players at halftime, but I believe he would have gone ahead to really do the needful and really strengthen the midfield by bringing in Yefis Besuma to play with Højbjerg. Then after that, he would have brought in maybe Richarlison to see to it that he takes off Son Heung-min, because Son Heung-min's impact was not to the field of play for the entire minutes. I never saw the impact of Son Heung-min. If at all you saw it, you can as well tell me what Son Heung-min was doing on the field of play. But Antonio Conte is really in trouble, and I believe he's going to get sacked. He's going to get sacked because they've been losing very many games. Arsenal went ahead to beat them by 2-0 in the London Derby. They've gone ahead, led by 2 goals, and they've lost. They've lost by 4-2. However much Man City is known for really being an attacking side, I believe if you lead them by 2-0, you've put yourself in a better situation of really winning this game of football or really getting a win. If you're not winning, you can get a draw. So, you look at how Tottenham played itself down today. You ask yourself really, are these players playing for the manager? Players are playing for the manager. Don't play like this. They don't defend like how Lenglet defended. Lenglet, you are dropped on the field of play. You are brought on the field of play to defend. The game is 3-2. You give away a 4th goal. Very much shaming. And you look at Pep Guardiola's side and you give them credit. You see, One thing Pep Guardiola does constantly is not to change the game of football. He will continue to play the same way. He will continue to attack you. He will continue to really be a threat onto your goal. Not until he really makes you accept that a goal is going to go in and obviously the ball crosses the line. Because in the first half, I won't lie to you that Spurs were the better side. That's it. The better side was Man City. The problem was Man City never went ahead to capitalize onto their chances. That's it. Second half comes in through, they were too clinical. But Riyad Mahrez's brilliancy was really out of this world. And 3 out of the goals that Spurs conceded today would have been preventable. They're avoidable goals. The 4th goal is avoidable, the 3rd goal is avoidable, and the 2nd one is avoidable. But they just found themselves not in the right sense of really defending against people like Haaland. This is Haaland who came in through. He had spent close to how many games without scoring a Premier League goal? He had that in his mind. Don't allow him to even come close. And how do you deny Haaland not to come close? Close down the midfield. And I'm asking myself, didn't Conte watch the game of United versus Man City? Because the way to make Man City toothless, close down the midfield. You get, let Haaland be in his space, and he's not going to get that ball. He won't get that ball if at all you cut off Rodri, because everything that Man City does, it's Rodri oriented. It's Rodri oriented. And guys, did you know that Kevin De Bruyne never played a single part in this game? Never did he play even a minute for them to come on and win. It's Julian Alves, Mahrez, and Haaland who really had this game and put it to bed and gave City the win that it was well deserved. I know Arsenal fans all over the world, we are really watching in, and they celebrated at halftime. I saw Robbie of AFTV celebrating that 2 goals ahead of City, 45 minutes. Yeah, that's good. If at all they lose, we will be 8 points ahead of Man City with the game in hand. He was really bragging, not knowing that City is a side that is going to come up and really put in an extra gear that Spurs won't even handle. That's it. So, United fans too, I think if I told you United fan, you'd love Spurs to be beaten. That's it. Because Spurs winning this game of football was going at 36 points, meaning that they would have closed United down by 3 points. United would have been at 39 and Spurs would have been at 36. Beating them, playing one more game than United, you win that game of football as United, you put yourself in a position of being 9 points ahead of Spurs. Not so? So, that is what the beautiful game of football is all about today. But I believe Conte, if I'm Conte, I hang up my boots, I leave Spurs in peace, because there is nothing he's going to change. These players look like they are really downplaying the manager. You can't be 2 goals up against City and you don't increase the intensity. In the second half, Spurs would have come in through chasing everything that they are coming across. If these players love the manager, you get, but the way they are playing looks like there is a lot of misunderstandings in the dressing room. These players are no longer in unison. They are divided. These players are divided. They are not believing in the manager. They are not putting their lives on the line to fight for the manager. You get? You can't give out goals like those. You can't give out goals like those. You see, Italian coaches are known for being Italian coaches are known for being managers that are really good at really coaching defenses. That's it. In their Catanaccio system. But this time round, you ask Antonio Conte, where is your Catanaccio? And he's looking angers. He has no answer to tell you. Do you know why? Because his team has gone ahead to concede very many goals. Let me show you a snippet of this. You know, sometimes we have lots of things here to talk about, but it's a matter of us not having time. But let me show you something here, that Spurs have been conceding very many goals this season, and these goals have really costed them their season. And I believe Levy, the owner of Spurs, wherever he is, he's trying to communicate to Antonio Conte and tell him, please, what you are doing is really bad. And it's really biting back to him, because he came out and told us that this is the best manager that he has ever brought at Spurs. That is Daniel Levy. Now, Spurs from the World Cup, their first game they played was against Brentford. This game ended 2-2, meaning they conceded 2 goals. Aston Villa beat them by 2-0. Those are 4 goals conceded in 2 games. Then they beat Crystal Palace by 4-0. Then they beat Arsenal came in and beat them by 2-0. That is it. Then City has beaten them by 4-0. 4-2. So in the previous 4 games, they've conceded they've conceded 8 goals. How do you concede 8 goals and expect yourself to go out and really be in the Champions League positions? That's out. That's out. Ten Hag showed you a masterclass technical game of how to really manage City. And United closed down City. You get? People will say United was at home. That's why they really performed like that. That's not the case. That's not the case because United has ever been trounced 6-1 at Old Trafford when City has visited us. They've been beating us. Last season, they beat us at Old Trafford by 2-0. I remember that like yesterday. So, let no one lie to you that it is really something that is really biting in like that. These players are really downplaying and really acting bad for the manager. Let's talk about Spurs and how they failed to capitalize onto this. Now, after Haaland leveling this game of football, Spurs gets a very clear chance. This is Perisic. He was played into by Kulusevski. He goes in for this effort with the right foot. This defender of Man City really goes ahead and deflects the ball. It hits the crossbar. It gets out. But look at this position. With the experience of Perisic, you expect him to do better. Go in for your strong foot, the left foot. Even if he would have controlled this ball here, no one would have really stopped him from really scoring this goal football because look at all these players. It shows you how Spurs are really ugly in this game of football. Let me show you something else. What the manager did was to bring on Richarlison and Lenglet. Now, all these had costed Spurs. Look at Richarlison. What is that Richarlison thingy? I want to show it to you. All right, this is Richarlison. He comes in through in the 81st minute when he has just been brought on. This was a handball, but I think the referee was just really mean and said, I'm not going to give them penalty. But VAR said no penalty, but that was what Richarlison did. And Lenglet, who really came in through later, see what he does. Poor control of the game, poor control of the ball, gifts it to Mahrez in the 89th minute. See what happens. He goes ahead, gets a keeper to beat, rounds Hugo Lloris in the back of the net to make it 4-2. So they made this job so easy. They made it so easy for a side called Spurs. Sorry, for a side called Man City. At least they would have really made it at least Man City would have gone ahead and really come on here and run the game of football. At least with some hardships. But this game of football was made easy by these players of Spurs. They made it easy for Man City. Man City never needed to put in another gear in the second half to win this game of football. Let no one lie to you. They never needed another gear to win this game of football. What do you do if you're playing City and you're 2 goals ahead? First and foremost, to be on the safe side, park the bus. That's it. They had to park the bus. You know, Antonio Conte comes from Italy. He knows Catanaccio very well. He would have told his players, park the bus and hit City on the break. Tell them that, let's park the bus. Let's play a deep line. You get? We are having Song Hyun-Myun, Kulusevski, and Harry Kane. They are fast players. Let's park the bus. When we get that ball, that one pass can really go on and really destroy the entire defense of City. Obviously, go on and really get them on the break. That would have been the game plan of the manager. But I was so much shocked when Spurs came out leading 2-0 against City and they are not compact, because you need that compactness in the midfield to see to it that you make it hard for them to play. That's it, because City are a team that can easily get desperate. However much they won't change their game of play, they'll continue doing their tiki-taka, knocking the ball around. But if at all you make it hard for them to score, you really beat their minds too. Do you know why City erupted? Because 6 minutes of the second half, Spurs gave in a goal. If Spurs had defended 15 minutes into the first half to the hour mark without City scoring a goal, City would have known, all right, things have really gone from bad to sour. Even he would have forced Pep Guardiola to bring in substitutes that wouldn't have been going ahead to go ahead and do. But because after 6 minutes, Julian Alvarez scores one, Pep knows that, all right, with the fans at Etihad behind us, we are winning this game of football. That's what Pep knows. And he never even made a change until I think the 85th minute when he brought on Diaz to come on and play, and he took off Haaland. So that is how ugly Tottenham Hotspur have proven us to be, and City has really gone ahead to close down on Arsenal. 5 points behind Arsenal. Arsenal is playing Manchester United over the weekend. So City is playing Wolves, United is playing Arsenal. So City have played themselves a favor that if Arsenal loses, there will be 5 points behind them. If Arsenal wins against Manchester United, they will stretch back to 8. So can Arsenal handle the pressure? City is knocking on the door. Arsenal is saying we are really winning in trophies. And for Arsenal, they are really so much a serious team. They've brought in Leandro Trossard today, and I think by tomorrow is going to be unveiled as an Arsenal player because he's going to undergo his medical. I think tomorrow morning he'll be in London to undergo his medical. That is a player called Trossard. So City are doing the best that they can do to see to it that they really close down in this game of football. So smash the like button, comment and share. And if you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do uploading on a daily. I'm having Wada Hayet is telling City. Obviously City have gone ahead to win this game of football, and I knew they were going to win it because Spurs are really conceding in very many goals. The best way to beat City, you must be good at really defending. You must be having a watertight defense that if at all it goes to the worst, only one goal should go past your central defense. That's it. But Spurs got themselves into a position of leading this game of football by 2-0. They are not like Manchester United, because for United, they are behind in the, was it 63rd minute? That's when City scored their first goal. United came from behind and won that game of football. You get? Spurs are really a team that has played at a naivety level they've never seen. Last time they were at Etihad, they were winning the game of football and they came from behind and they won it by 3-2. City went ahead to put 2 past them. Spurs came through, scored 2, and then Harry Kane scored a winner in the 90th minute, and they really went ahead and really celebrated. So this time round, you've gotten a chance, 2 goals ahead of City, and you don't really park the bus when you're Antonio Conte. Do you want to be sacked? Maybe Antonio Conte is fed up of this job and doesn't want to be here anymore. We might be here trying to raise lots of questions about his job safety or security, when for him he has already made up his mind that I don't want to be here anymore. He's just waiting to be sacked and the compensation fee is given to him. How can I explain this? How can I explain this, that a team like Spurs leading City and City putting 4 past them? You see, every time you see such things in the game of football, you really feel sorry for the goalkeepers. However much Ederson made a mistake for the first goal, but you feel a little bit for Hugo Lloris, a player that gave away the game of Arsenal, or a game of Spurs to Arsenal over the weekend. This time around, he was not erratic. But the defenders let him down. They let him down totally. So let's get into the stats and how everything really went down at the Etihad Stadium in the game of Man City and a team called and a team called Tottenham Hotspur. The game has ended 4-2 in favor of City. Then we are having 16 shots by City, 9 by Spurs, 6 shots on target by City, 3 by Tottenham Hotspur, 59 ball possession by Man City, 41 by Spurs, 584 passes completed by City, 412 passes completed by Spurs, 87% passing accuracy by City. Then Spurs had 83%, 10 fouls by City, 14 by Tottenham Hotspur, 1 yellow card to City, 2 yellow cards to Tottenham Hotspur, 0 red cards to both sides, 0 offsides to City, 1 for Tottenham Hotspur, 8 corners by City, 3 corners by Tottenham Hotspur. Going onto the Premier League table, I know most of you just want to know how is it looking because City has won. Arsenal have played 18 games, 15 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss, 47 points. City, 19 games played, meaning they played 1 more game ahead of Arsenal. 13 wins, 3 draws, and 3 losses, 42 points. Manchester United, 19 games played, 39 points, put into their bag. Newcastle at 38 points, 19 games played. Tottenham Hotspur, 20 games played, 33 points, meaning that they are 5 points behind a team in the top 4 positions, meaning that it is really getting tense and Spurs might continue to see themselves really lose a lot of games as far as things are really concerned. So that's the Premier League table, and that's how everything is going to go on and really stand out for a side known as Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur, they are playing Fulham on Monday. Another London derby, and they are playing away. So Fulham has turned into a very stubborn team, and you never know, that might be the last game of Antonio Conte. I believe if Antonio Conte is beaten by Fulham, he's not surviving. But let's talk about Erling Haaland. Thank you, Tibajuka Robert, for watching in. For me, I have nothing to say, but that's a life of football, bro. I like your commentary, bro. Let Man City win, but giving us momentum to our next game. So I think Robert is an Arsenal fan also. You are an Arsenal fan also. So you being an Arsenal fan, City coming in through and really winning this game of football does you bad. Does Arsenal fans bad, because Arsenal are really having 2 games in the league to play against City. Meaning that whoever wins those 2 games would have put himself in a comfortable position or ride to win the trophy. That's it. So I believe lots of things are really going to go ahead and really happen in this game of football. Now, there is a story of Erling Haaland. He's the first player under Pep Guardiola in the Premier League to score 22 Premier League goals. That's it. 22 Premier League goals, Erling Haaland. And those are just 19 games played. And he missed out on, I think, on 1 game or 2. So, he's left with 19 games to play. Can he really go ahead and really extend this to like 30 or 40 goals? Because at the rate at which Haaland is scoring goals, he might hit 40 goals this season, because he's left with 18. I believe he still has some hat-tricks left in his legs for this season in the Premier League. Their team is going to come out and really torment totally and destroy. I believe that is going to happen. So Haaland might really set a new record of the highest scoring Premier League player in a season, in a single season. He can even score 40. I believe he has the fire in him, and everything is going on his way to see to it that he really gets things done and dusted. Now, there is a player known as Mahrez today. When you look at Riyad Mahrez, to me, that's why I've put on the title that Riyad Mahrez destroys Spurs. Do you know why? These are his stats. 78 touches, 39 out of 46 passes completed, 3 chances created, 4 shots, 2 on target, 2 goals, 1 assist in 13 Premier League appearances this season before tonight, 2 goals and 1 assist tonight, meaning that he has been involved in 3 goals of City. That's what I told you, that it's Mahrez that really beat Spurs. He created 1 goal and scored a brace tonight. What a way for a player known as Riyad Mahrez to announce his arrival back into the City team. So the match report is simple. Erling Haaland ended his mini goal drought, you know that very well, and Mahrez bagged a brace into this game of football. So it looks like things are really going on the best way for Pep Guardiola. It would have been ugly for him to lose his second game in a row, because that looked like would have given out a trophy to Arsenal totally. Arsenal would have gone ahead to play Manchester United when they're 8 points ahead of City with the game in hand. So good work done by City for coming behind and really winning this game of football. Though me as a United fan, I wouldn't like that to happen, but obviously it has gone ahead to happen. I'm having Toby Maguire. Hello Rokani, thanks for your comment. We love you. I'm an Arsenal fan and I believe we are really lucky this season. Wins against City should do is the title. So if City continues to win like this, it's going to stay in the hands of Arsenal to really stop them. Yes. If Arsenal beats City and gets 6 points off City, do you know what that is? That means Arsenal is 14 points clear ahead of City. Are they 14? 11. 11 points ahead of City. So it shows you that, no, they are 14 because Arsenal have a game in hand. So it shows you how tricky this is and how easy it is for Arsenal. You can close down the title race by the end of, I think by the end of February. Beat City, beat United, beat Everton, beat Aston Villa, beat Crystal Palace. Next 5 games, win them comfortably. You will be 11 points ahead of City if at all you go ahead and do that. So the next game that Arsenal really having their way is that of Manchester United. Let's wait and see what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm coming in with the match preview about it. So if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe because the match preview is coming in through. See to it that we let you know about that rivalry that has been here for so long. Then Robert has told me, yes, I'm a Guna supporter watching from Kansanga, Kampala, Uganda. All right, thank you for watching in through. I'm having Amine Dutch, Riyad Mahrez. Obviously, he tore apart Spurs. He put them to shambles. He sent them down the bus. I'm having Damian Andrew Y. City come back. Fighting back is like Man City's birthright. So they really fought back. That's the spirit you would love to see your players really come out and really put out. But if I told you Pep Guardiola, you don't want your players to be in such a situation after losing to Manchester United that they are going to be 2 goals down and really come back and do the needful. This was a culture that Spurs had gone ahead to set. You know that very well. Spurs had been playing very many games, concede 2 goals like the first, concede 2 goals at half time, then they return in the second half and really win that game of football. And it's the best team when it comes to second half. They've won very many games. That against Crystal Palace 4-0. They really scored many goals in the first half. They went ahead to win against Brentford. They drew. Brentford scored 2 in the first half. Spurs came in through and leveled that game of football. Bournemouth and very many other teams. But this time around, it is really something that they need to go ahead and really work on and obviously make themselves available to see to it that they don't allow such things to happen. And I think Pep is going to be a happy manager. But on training back tomorrow, he's going to show them, why are we conceding such goals? Why should we allow to be 2 goals down against Tottenham Hotspur? On a good day, you'll come back and really win. On the bad day, you won't come back and win this game of football. So that is it for you. Smash the like button, comment and share and subscribe. Your thoughts onto this game are welcome in the comment section below because lots of things are really going out to the people that are really watching in through and very many stories are really popping right about now. When you look at Spurs, they are now placed 5th with 33 points. I believe they are out of the Champions League race because the likes of Liverpool are coming, Chelsea are coming. Will they contain the pressure? Is Antonio Conte the right manager to be at Spurs? I've seen Spurs fans all over social media coming out and really sucking him and calling in for a player, for their former manager known as Pochettino, because they believe the budget that Antonio Conte has been given to spend and bring in players has nowhere been given any Spurs manager in this world. So they believe that if at all Poch was the one who had really been back to this level, he would have gone ahead to really create in and really bring in more players that are really good and develop them into better players, like he did with the Dale Allis, Luke Shaw at Southampton. You get very many good players that really came in through and brought in at the club of Spurs and Southampton. So guys, thank you very much for watching in through. I sign out for now. See you later. May the Almighty bless you abundantly. Your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. Spurs have been beaten by Man City by how many goals to nil? By 4-2. It was Spurs who took the lead in the first half, ended the first half with 2 goals lead, and I think it has come to pass the saying that a 2-goal-nil result at half time is good and bad, because it's good if at all you really keep a clean sheet. If you don't keep a clean sheet, obviously it turns ugly, like you've seen it turn ugly for a team known as Spurs today. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly.